FAW family. All right. All right. All right, let me make sure y'all in the right place. If you're here because you're tired of your voice being left out of the conversation, let me hear you make some noise. If you're here to stand up and fight for a good contract and what's fair and right for workers, let me hear you make some noise. We're here to kick off the master negotiations with Daimler Truck. Today behind me, I am joined and have the privilege to be joined by those representatives of 6 locals. Let me hear you make some noise whenever I announce them. I want them and their bargaining committee to stand. Representing 5286, Greg Suggs. Representing the workers out of Gastonia. Representing 5285, President Ricky McDowell and his bargaining committee out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. Representing 5287 out of Thomas Built Bus, Chris Pratt and his local bargaining committee. Representing 2406 out of the PDC, out of Memphis, Michael Crow. Representing the Daimler Atlanta PDC, Freddie Sims out of Local 10. And also, let me hear a good round of applause for our D10A Master Bargaining Council. Please thrive. We're here to kick off these negotiations, and we're here for one purpose, and that's for our story to be told. As we said here, we have members from each one of these locations. I'd like to recognize some other people that's in the crowd. I want to thank the workers from Daimler that's come up, from FCCC, the Freightliner and Custom Chassis, from the Lansing, Mercedes van plant, and also representing the people from the Mercedes plant in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We hear your voice, and we hear it loud and clear. We're so proud of them standing up, and we hear you, and we're going to use these negotiations to prove that we're willing to take on these corporations and fight for our rights. I want to thank all the affiliates that's come here today. We want to recognize the workers that gave us support from the 2 plants in Mexico, in the Saltillo and the Santiago plant, as well as the Brazilian iron workers that's come together to lend their support, and there's workers in Daimler, Germany, lending their support for us to fight for our fair share. We will be silent no more. So, it's my honor to call President Ricky McDowell to the podium to give the avocation. And also, I want to recognize Ricky being one of the original 17-day strikers. They kicked it off.
UAW, 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 UAW. I want to thank Local 3520 membership and President Corey for hosting a historical event. Let's give another round of applause. Let us pray. God, I want to thank you for allowing all the unions to come together in solidarity. And God, I want to thank you for the great organization called the UAW. So God, as we go into this battle, we will put on the breastplate of solidarity. We will not let anyone divide us. We will stand up for better wages. We will stand up for working conditions. We will stand up for job security. And God, you will be with us through this. But when this battle is over, we will sing a song, Solidarity Forever, Solidarity Forever. Thank God Almighty we have Solidarity Forever. Amen.
So we're about to kick off the night's event. We've got a great lineup of speakers to talk to y'all. But this just does not just happen, okay? And I want to take time to sit here and give thank you to our regional director and our international president, Director Smith, President Fain. Thank you for your support. We thank you for so many departments, your staff, for stepping up and being part of our family so our story can be told. We will be silent no more, and they are making sure that we have the support that we're going to bring back a contract our family and our community deserves. We also have many affiliates here, including the big umbrella, the AFL-CIO. It is an honor to have my president of the AFL-CIO for North Carolina. She has been a mouthpiece of the South for many years. Get ready to get fired up. Mary B. McMillan.
Good evening, UAW family. If you are fired up and ready for a fair contract, when I say fired up, you say ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. That's right. The entire labor movement in North Carolina is fired up and ready to go. UAW, there are over 120,000 union members in North Carolina. Nurses, stagehands, letter carriers, teachers, and so many others who stand with you in this fight. We've got your back. Your fight is our fight. We will stand with you, we will march with you, and we will not back down. Because, Union family, this is our time. We working folks, we make the products. we create the wealth. And it is time that we get our fair share. That's the message tonight. It is our time. Time for a fair contract. Time for justice for all working people. Now, some of you know that sometimes I write poetry and do spoken word. So I wrote a few rhymes for you tonight. So here goes. Workers here at Daimler agree things aren't like they used to be. Daimler's making record profits, but we got no money in our pockets. CEOs getting rich on Wall Street, workers barely making ends meet. Tired of all this corporate greed, we've got families to feed. Did the bosses forget? We make the trucks, the bus. There's nothing without us. No products to be bought if the factory comes to a halt. And yes, we're prepared to walk. Together, we will hold the line because this is our time. All across the country, contract fights, strikes, workers standing up for what's right. From coast to coast, we are winning, and this is just the beginning. Working people will not be silent. We stand united, defiant, ready to take on any corporate giant. Together, we are unstoppable, a better future possible. Higher wages, retirement, job security, health care. Finally, we get our fair share. We will hold the line because this is our time. So Daimler, tick tock, you're on the clock. Let the countdown begin because together we win. Together we will win, period, the end. UAW family, together we will win. So if you're ready to fight, if you're ready to stand up and stand strong, if you're ready for a fair contract, when I say together we win, you say count me in. Together we win. Count me in. Together we win. Count me in. Together we win. Count me in. Thank you. You can count me and the North Carolina AFL-CIO in. Let's stand strong and get a fair contract.
Well, I think the message is getting clearer and clearer, okay? No voice goes unheard. Everyone is in solidarity, ready to take on this corporation. We're here to be the mouthpiece for us all. Whether it's a person working on a bus, building parts, making trucks, or the Mexican drivers in Mexico driving those trucks. We're going to address the issues that are at hand, and we're ready to take this corporation on. It is my pleasure, my opportunity to call up next speaker, Region 8 Director Tim Smith. Brother Smith, come on up. Now, Director Smith is in the hottest region in the UAW right now. From Volkswagen to Mercedes to Daimler Truck, all of us a moving piece, and he's fired up and he's ready to go.
Good evening. Region 8, are we in the house? Mary B., that is a very hard act to follow. But that was phenomenal. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So, it is truly an honor to be here tonight. But before I get started, I haven't felt this much energy in 43 years. 43 years ago, I was a senior. We won the state championship, and I was sitting on the stage. I said, I love it. This brings back memories, so stay fired up, okay? But before I get started, there's a few people I want to recognize. There's always people behind the scenes that you got to thank. My assistant director right here, George Palmer. You don't run a region of 17 states, 50,000 plus workers, 68,000 retirees, 7 clerical and 2 office without great staff. So Bob Riggins, where you at? "17-day striker Riggins," okay? Jason Callahan, where you at? Thomas Belt. Also, another service and rep that services Local 10, Norris Walton, where you at? Mike Maddox, services 2406 out of Memphis. He couldn't be here tonight, but we give him a round warm of welcome also. As I just said, from the 50,000 members and 60-some thousand retirees, all the staff and clerical, we got your back. Welcome, brothers and sisters. It is truly an honor to be here with you this evening. I wake up each and every day with passion, energy, and desire to be the best I can be. It is because of you. I want to say that again. It's because of you and what you do each and every day. I am truly honored to be here. So, do we have any Wolfpack fans in the house tonight? Is that all you got? You got 2 teams going to the Final Four and you don't have no more energy than that? Come on now. That is an honor. Even I'm out of the ACC. I'm a Louisville fan, but I got to say that I'm proud for you guys in this state. Very proud for you. I I would like to thank all the Daimler workers for their hard work each and every day in the plants. Again, I want to say thank you for the product you build. Daimler is making record profits off of your back. Don't ever forget that. I want to recognize these locals. Local 10 in Beaufort, Georgia. Local 2406 Memphis, the Tennessee, PDC. Local 3520 in Cleveland, North Carolina. I also want to mention the DTNA Clerical. We cannot survive without our clerical. Local 5285, Mount Holly, North Carolina. Local 5286, Gastonia. And local 5287, High Point, North Carolina, Thomas Bus. And I would also like to thank Corey and Local 3520 for hosting this event this evening, and the entire E-Board, and everybody that made this event happen. Let's give them a warm welcome. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to put on an event like this. So, Corey, thank you, and to all your staff and E-Board, thank you for what you do. Now, let's talk a little bit about negotiations. I was in the room this morning, and I watched your bargaining committee stand up and look the company eye, introduce themselves, and tell them who they are. So let this committee know we're standing behind them 100%. You guys stay seated. For once, we're going to applaud for you. Let's give them a big round of applause right here. So now, I want to speak to you. I want to speak to the membership. I want to ask each local membership to stay strong during this negotiation process. Do you hear me? Stay strong. The energy, I like moving. The energy and passion that I see in this room tonight, you got to continue each and every day in the plant. You cannot go out any of these doors and lose that passion and energy. You got to stay strong. And as I told the committee this morning, don't let hard days win. Stay strong. And one last thing. For those that don't know, I come off the shop floor, run a machine, built piston rings. And I know how rumors fly. Let those rumors come through one side and go out the other, okay? Let them rumors go. Because when this committee's done, they'll bring it right back to you and they'll explain everything they've got, and then it's in your hands, okay? We agree on that. We're going to stay strong. The Daimler truck workers here today know that the UAW is the Union of the Southern Workers. From North Carolina to Georgia to Tennessee, you are building a better life for families and communities because you are the UAW. Your fight for a fair contract comes at a critical time. Would you agree? In less than 3 weeks, 4,000 workers at Volkswagen in Chattanooga, Tennessee, have their vote to join the UAW, and I believe they're going to be successful because what you achieve here, they're going to continue to help push them to be stronger and stronger every day. UAW, 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 UAW. Just 2 weeks ago, President Fain and myself were in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and we wasn't playing football. And we wasn't talking football. We were talking to Mercedes workers because just this week, they're going to announce, they're going to be petitioning to have a vote coming up. So 5,000 more workers at Mercedes-Benz in Alabama are getting ready to have a union election, and we're proud of them, and they're going to win also. Your contract fight at Daimler will show workers what is possible when workers stand up and fight for our fair share, okay? The record contract you win will show workers across the South the power we have, UAW members. You are leading the way for the workers in the South. Your actions prove that it does. Okay, let me start over. I get a little fast, okay? I get fired up. How do you not get fired up? Look, these teleprompters are great, but I just soon to lay them down and speak from the old heart, okay? Your actions prove that it does not matter if you make buses or trucks. It does not matter if they are powered by electric or gas. You all deserve a fair share of the profits you make. And you make them. And that truth for every worker in the South, from Tennessee to Texas and from South Carolina to Kentucky. Your fight will show that the Southern workers are ready to stand up and make history because you are the UAW. So I'm going to jump off point real quick. We have a special guest in the room tonight. He don't even know what I'm about to do. But I have stood in his shoes. Come here, Michael. Come here. You guys don't know this young man. You see his shirt? Right here. This young man's here tonight. He's not like us. He doesn't get to wear UAW right now, but I guarantee you he's going to wear it soon because this young man brought 30 cards tonight from his place where he's trying to help organize. He wants a better life for him and his family, and we're going to stand with him to make sure he gets that fight. So thank you. Keep it up. Stay strong, okay? Thank you. I had to do that because I'm proud of it. I organized my plant, and I know what it's like. It's pure hell every day when you're in the plant and you're trying to organize and you want to change your life. And you guys know all about that as well. So now, it is my honor to introduce our international president. It was truly an honor last week in Tuscaloosa to stand with him. It's truly an honor to sit in international executive board meetings under his leadership. So let's give our international president, Shawn Fain, a Region 8 welcome.
All right. Good afternoon, UAW family. I want to thank you all for that welcome. I want to thank Region 8 Director Tim Smith, who's one of the baddest son of a bitches there is in this union. You know, I'm in North Carolina, for those of you at home watching. And I'm joined this evening by a bunch of badass workers from Daimler Truck. These are the workers who build Freightliners, Western Star brand trucks, as well as Thomas built buses. They come from PDCs.
They represent more than 7,500 workers from across 6 local unions in multiple states, including North Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia. And they're united and ready to bargain a new national agreement and get a record contract. I'm also joined by all these negotiators sitting behind me. And you want to talk about a bunch of badasses? I saw them in action this morning. They got your back. I'm excited to talk to all of you about Daimler's truck bargaining and their demands this week. But before I get into all that, I want to start things off like I always do with these Facebook Lives. I want to welcome our newest members. Our union's always had a hard-working group of organizers that spend every day giving workers the tools they need to build a union on the job. Since I was elected president, our union's made an unprecedented investment in organizing to support all this critical work, and it's paying off. Our organizing team has had some recent victories, and I want to share some of these with you. More than 1,300 workers in higher education at the University of Vermont, at the University of New Hampshire, and WPI in Region 9A all voted overwhelmingly to join the UAW. I want to give a shout out to the 4,400 plus workers at Volkswagen in Chattanooga, Tennessee, who are going to be voting to join our mighty union in just a couple of weeks. Those workers of Volkswagen are about to make history as the first auto workers in the South to successfully win their union at a foreign-owned auto assembly plant. Their fight is our fight. And with all of us together, we're going to turn the tide against corporate greed in this country. I also want to acknowledge our UAW family who are out there on strike right now. Last year, UAW members of the Big Three showed that we're ready to fight back, we're back in the fight, and we're ready to stand up if called upon to win a better future for our families and our communities. And that momentum has resonated throughout the country. UAW members at Mobilization for Justice, Local Union 2320 in Region 9A. They've been out on strike for 6 weeks. These are legal workers on the front lines of New York City's housing crisis. They advocate for tenants who are facing eviction inside and outside of the housing court. And now, MFJ workers are fighting for wages and benefits to try to keep up with the cost of living to address high turnover. And MFJ, a nonprofit that claims to be in support of social justice and progress, has hired scabs. So I want to be direct here. The management at MFJ is a disgrace, and they're betraying the values that they claim to hold dear. But I know one thing. Our members are strong, and that the community's behind them, and that they're going to win. We've got UAW members standing strong on the picket line at Harlow Products in Granville, Michigan, members of Local 1320 in Region 1D. They've been out on strike demanding better contract for more than 3 weeks. And I want to congratulate our members in Local 2110 at the Massachusetts Museum of Contemporary Art in Region 9A. They recently settled their contract after going on strike for a second time in 2 years. They were demanding a fair wage increase, and that's exactly what they won. And I bring back all these victories and everything we're going through and these fights we're going through for one reason. Because what started as a tremor has now become an earthquake. Workers everywhere are standing up to demand their fair share in our economy, and they're willing to strike when necessary to get it. And I'm damn proud of all of these striking workers because they're leading the way for all of us, and we're standing with all of them until they win. But now, I want to talk about why we're here today. I want to talk about the fight for justice at Daimler Trucks. The contract with Daimler expires on April 26th. And between now and then, we're going to do everything we can to show this company we are ready to do whatever it takes to win the contract we deserve. But as we amp up the pressure, so will the company and their allies. We know what's going to happen. The company and the corporate media will increase their scare tactics. They want to say that our righteous fight for a higher quality of life for the working class will wreck the economy or derail the transition to EV. We have no intention of wrecking the economy, but you can damn sure believe we'll wreck their economy. That's because their economy only works for the rich and leaves the working class behind. We've been living this for decades, and now is our generation's defining moment, and we intend to end it. They're going to pretend that the sky is falling if we get our fair share of the $20 billion in profits Daimler's made since 2018. So let's break down those numbers. Again, doing what we did in Big Three bargaining, what we've done ever since, using facts. In this one chart, you can see the entire economic story of Daimler Truck over the past few years. Since 2018, Daimler Truck's profits have shot up 90%. That's right. In fact, in 2023 alone, Daimler amassed nearly $6 billion in profits. Business is absolutely booming. And what's Daimler done with those staggering profits? Yeah. It's sure as hell not going to workers, but let's talk about facts about where their profits have went. First off, Daimler Truck CEO, Martin Daum, who was just hired, by the way, in 2022, made sure he got his own cut of the company's massive pie. Daum received over $7.5 million in total compensation last year alone. His pay skyrocketed by more than 100%. You heard that right. Let me say that again for those of you in the back. Daimler Truck CEO Martin Daum got a 100% pay increase in 2023. As you can imagine, Mr. Daum is very excited about all these profits generated by your sacrifice. He recently gushed about Daimler's profits to the press. He said Daimler's profits were red hot and claimed that any leftover money certainly belongs to the company's stockholders. So that brings us to the next group of people that's benefited from your hard work. Daimler's rich shareholders. Last year alone, Daimler distributed $1.8 billion in dividends to their shareholders. And this year, they're planning to supercharge that handout by increasing shareholder dividends by 46%. That's right. Shareholders are getting a 46% pay increase. But it doesn't end there. Daimler's also funneling billions into stock buyback schemes that artificially inflate the value of the company's shares and further enrich the company executives and the top 1%. That's billions of dollars that have been robbed from the workers who generated those profits. That's billions of dollars that were not spent on the EV transition. That's billions of dollars being spent on mansions in faraway countries and yachts in private marinas and not being spent at the local businesses right here in North Carolina. So CEO Daum says Daimler profits are red hot. Well, let me tell you what else is red hot. The workers who've been left behind. You know, Daimler workers who sweat and sacrifice created all this wealth, they're actually in the negative. Between inflation that was brought on by corporate greed and consumer price gouging, inflation rising 24%, and the paltry wage bumps by Daimler workers that they've received since 2018, these workers have seen their buying power collapse by 13%. Daimler workers have lost ground, and they're in the negative compared to where they were just 6 years ago. So it's no wonder workers say they're falling behind and that things aren't the way they used to be. Because they're getting ripped off by greedy Daimler executives who are cashing in. These executives are cashing in, and they're sharing the spoils of your labor with wealthy shareholders. So think about that. With those kind of numbers, Daimler could double your wages, not raise prices, and still make billions of dollars. In fact, Daimler spent more enriching shareholders in just 1 year than the entire amount they spent in new money in our last contract. The story of these numbers and these facts can be boiled down to 2 words: corporate greed. That's why our message is clear. Record profits mean record contracts. And Daimler and corporate America and the billionaire class, they want to scare the American people into thinking that workers are the problem. We're not the problem. That chart is the problem. Corporate greed is the problem. And we've got the solution. Tick-tock, motherfucker! That's right. So we got the solution. And starting today, we're going to make it Daimler's problem. Across the UAW, we've said we're going to do things differently in negotiations. And I think you can all agree we've kept that promise. Our membership is fed up, and our membership is fired up. You know, corporations saw the power of our membership last fall during the Big Three stand-up strike. The executives at Daimler know our membership here is just as hungry for justice. They know they are staring down a well-organized and pissed-off workforce that's ready to do whatever it takes. So Daimler has a choice to make. During bargaining, we told Daimler, April 26th is the deadline, not the reference point. We will not allow the company to drag out negotiations for months. This membership has very well indicated they're ready to stand up if it's necessary. We We've laid out our case, and the company knows what our priorities are. We've been clear. They made $20 billion in profits in just 6 years. 90% increase in profits since 2018. They have nickel and dimed our members every day. They price gouge the American consumer, and they squeeze the U.S. taxpayer for every dime they can get. Daimler can afford to immediately give us our fair share. So if they choose not to give us our fair share, then they are choosing to strike themselves. This membership has already voted, and 96% of you said you're ready to take action. And in another change from the past, one more change from the past, we're going to be updating you regularly about what's happening in bargaining. The days of our top leadership going behind closed doors to hammer out a deal are over. So your national negotiators are going to be sending out regular bargaining updates so you can hear firsthand what the company says about you, what these executives think you're worth. If we want to fight and we want to win like never before, we need to energize, inform, and organize our members like never before. Bargaining isn't a one-person show. Those days are gone. And gone with them is the false belief that union contracts are won just solely by one person or the bargaining team. They're not. They're won by the members. These contract fights are won by all of us organizing together, collectively, around the issues that unite us, demanding what we are owed. They're won by a united working class that's ready to shut shit down if we have to. So I want to take a minute. I just want to take a minute and give you the very first bargaining update from the National Negotiating Team. Over the last 2 months, we circulated a bargaining survey that was completed by thousands of Daimler workers. We put together our demands, your demands, based off of your feedback. And this morning, we gave Daimler the most audacious and ambitious list of proposals they've seen in decades. And here's a sampling of the members' demands at Daimler Truck. No concessions. We're done going backwards. You know, a lot of times you hear bargaining described as a give and take. This membership is done giving. We are here to take. So your committee today, your negotiators, told management to save themselves the trouble and instead focus on how Daimler can improve lives of the workers and not roll back progress that's already been made. We told them record profits mean record contracts. We will only take a contract back to our members when that contract reflects the record profits generated by their sweat and their labor. That means record wage increases, company-wide profit sharing, and a cost of living allowance that protects our members' wages due to inflation. Daimler has compensated executives. They've enriched their shareholders with these record profits. Now it's time to invest in the workers. We want no tiers of wages or benefits. Workers at Daimler in Georgia, Tennessee, or North Carolina, just as other members of our union, are no longer tolerating tiered wages and benefits. This means we'll reject proposals that continue the practice of different pay or lower benefits for some members because of where they work or when they were hired or what they build. Our union rejects the tired lines that those who build buses should expect less than those who build trucks. Or those workers who work on EVs should expect less than those assembling diesel vehicles. It doesn't matter. There is no distinction in our union, and should be no distinction within a company raking in record profits. Our position is clear, and those days are over. We demand premium affordable health insurance for workers and our families. We demand protections when it comes to job security. It's way past time for Daimler to make new commitments to build products in our communities. Commitments that we will hold Daimler to by expanding the right to strike to protect our jobs and communities. So moving forward, Our members will hold Daimler accountable. If they make a commitment to our members, then we expect them to keep it. That's right. We want to fight, and we demand the right of non-union Daimler employees to join the UAW free of intimidation. We know that our future lies in our numbers and our standing united. We get what we have the power to take. We know that every worker who joins us, every work site who organizes with us, makes us and them that much stronger. So not yet, union workers at Daimler plants and PDCs, know this. UAW means you are welcome. When we say you are welcome, we mean you are welcome to join our union, to take your seat at the table and win what you are owed. The thousands of UAW members at Daimler have demanded that the company respect you and not stand in your way as you come to take your place in this council. We demand more paid time off to be with families and recover from illness. We demand improved safety language to ensure the health and safety of every worker on every shift. Our workers sacrifice enough, and our expectation is that every worker return home as healthy as they did when they went into work, and we won't settle for nothing less. So there you have it. Together we're going to make our case. But we know what we win at the bargaining table is determined by the power we build on the shop floor. That's why we need all of you to sign up for a practice picket and the rallies in the lead up to the contract expiration on April 26th. So you can visit the QR code on your flyers or the link in the chat. For more than 3 decades, the men and women who work at Daimler have come together as the UAW to raise standards. Ever since workers at Mount Holly Assembly first stood together as the initial UAW members in the company, ever since they stood, this union has been the vehicle for workers at Daimler assembly plants and PDCs to win competitive wages, to secure their future, and get respect at work. And it hasn't been without conflict. 33 years ago this month, in April of 1991, the UAW members at Mount Holly voted to authorize a strike. They were frustrated by Daimler's lack of urgency and failure to address their priorities. One striker, Bobby Fuller, said, and I quote, "Nobody wanted this strike, but it was the only thing to prove to the company that we weren't a bunch of rednecks that they can push around. For 17 days, UAW members, including Brother Ricky McDowell, who we just heard from, held the line because they knew that sticking together was the only path to winning the contract they deserved. Since that time, workers in North Carolina, from Cleveland, Gastonia, and High Point, workers in Memphis, Tennessee, and Atlanta, Georgia, saw the power workers have in a union. They united at work, and they grew the council to make working at Daimler better. But too often, our members here have come to the bargaining table to hear from the company that sales are down, that costs are too high, that jobs will be taken from our communities. Many of our members lived through 9 separate rounds of layoffs and cuts. This has been how Daimler chooses to balance the books, by wrecking the livelihoods of their employees and their families. They choose to balance their books by protecting shareholders at the expense of our communities. And the reality is simple. It's the same thing Brother Fuller expressed back in 1991, because it's still true. Daimler and these greedy son of a bitches in these corporations see you and me as rednecks. They think we don't know any better. They think that we can't read the ledger. And they think that we can't understand the complexity of an EV future. More than anything, they think that because we're in the South, and they think they can push us around. They think we're weak. They think we're afraid. And we're here to tell them today, you're dead wrong, and we're coming for our share. We know our history. We know there's a long and proud tradition of joining together to fight the high exploitation, the low-wage strategy of wealth extraction in the South. For centuries, the Southern economy has been a rigged game, a scheme designed to enrich a select few at the expense of the many. It's a system where the wealthy and powerful have hoarded the wealth and monopolized the power. They've dominated state governments and written laws to protect their own interests. They think of the world as divided between those who make the rules and those who are ruled. For too long, that's right, for way too long, the rich and their political lackeys have dominated our economy and our government. But now, they sense that things are changing. And I'll give you an example of that. Right now, auto workers at Mercedes plant in Tuscaloosa are joining together to form a union with the UAW. The company, of course, the companies won't take it lying down, and neither will the wealthy, so they're pushing back. and the politicians are getting involved. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey recently dared, Kay Ivey recently dared to say that the economic model of the South is under attack. She's damn right it is. It's under attack because workers are fed up with getting screwed. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp rushed to pass legislation to punish companies that recognize unions. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee thinks it's just fine to enshrine anti-union laws in the state constitution. These corporate-backed politicians are all cut from the same cloth. They're willing to trample on the rights of workers, the very citizens who elect them, to pad the pockets of their wealthy donors. But guess what? That's right, TikTok, their days are numbered. The tide is turning, and Southern workers are taking back control of our destinies. We won't be silenced by the boss's threats or bought off by their crumbs or their leftovers. We demand justice, and we won't stop until we get it. We refuse to be cogs in their profit machine, working ourselves to the bone for scraps while they reap the benefits and count their leftover money. We are sick and tired of being treated like disposable commodities. We're treated like disposable commodities while they lounge in their mansions. The low-wage, high-profit model of exploiting Southern labor is coming to an end, and it's about damn time. But make no mistake, this is a fight for our very survival, and we're not afraid. We're angry, we're united, and we're ready to stand up. And we won't rest until every worker's paid a fair wage, until every workplace is safe, and until every voice is heard. We're more than willing to show these greedy bastards what we're made of. So let's stand together in solidarity, united in our determination to tear down the walls of oppression and build a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. The South's economic model may be under attack, but it's not because of us. It's because workers are fed up and they're fighting back. So we're here to say, your profits might be red hot, but so is our outrage. We make the product. We generate the profits. And we are ready to collect our fair share. You know, the corporate media is going to try to paint us as troublemakers. And we are, because we're fed up. But we also know the truth. Unions are the backbone of a fair and just society. There is strength in numbers, and unions give workers a voice to ensure that we all share in the prosperity of this nation. So to the bosses and the talking heads, go ahead and cry your crocodile tears and rage against the inevitable. But know this, Southern workers are rising, and they won't rest until justice is served. So buckle up, because winds of change are blowing, and there's no stopping us now. Our members' demands are clear. Our members' resolve is clear. Our entire union is focused on doing everything in our power to win a record contract. Our members are ready to stand up, and we will not be pushed around. We're going to be providing regular updates in the future, but in the meantime, sign up for a practice picket and get ready to stand up. So I have one last question for you. Are you ready to stand up? I know you are. So I'm going to bring my great friend and brother, Director Tim Smith, up here for a minute, and we're going to close this thing out in the right fashion.
Let's let our great president know we love him. Get up. Are we ready? Are we ready? Who are we? Can't hear you. One more time. Solidarity.
Thank you all. Let's get to it now. It's time to go to work. Thank you.